lives to help us survive. So we spend our time to the fullest we can.
Hello, my name is Monica Downer. Welcome to This Dementia Life, created by Dementia Action Alliance. I'm your host, and I'm proud to be here today. During our This Dementia Life podcast, we have conversations with inspiring people living with dementia and the amazing people that care about us. My guest today is Chris McCabe. Welcome to the DAA podcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you. Today, we're excited to be joined by a care partner who's inspiring thousands through her authenticity, positivity, and real life experiences. You may know her as Life with Grams on TikTok and Instagram, where she shares her journey, valuable insights, and the moments that make life meaningful. In this episode, we'll dive into her story, the lessons she's learned along the way, and what motivates her to keep showing up and making an impact. We're excited to hear her perspective and learn more about her and her grams. Chris, thank you for being here today.
Thank you again. I appreciate it.
So we'll jump right in. What inspired you to start sharing your journey through Life with Grams?
Yeah, it really originated with me and my grandma just always having fun together. We've always lived an adventurous life. I lived with my grandma as a teenager, and we've always been on social media. I am a millennial, so that's something very natural to me. And when I became my grandma's caregiver, I noticed that I wasn't really connecting with as many people because people my age at the time, 29 years old, didn't understand what it was like to be a caregiver. So I went to social media to kind of share our adventures and our life together. And from there, it built a community. I started connecting with fellow caregivers who are experiencing some of the same hardships and struggles as I was. And I just always wanted to show the highlights. I really wanted to show that people living with dementia are still people. My great grandma had Alzheimer's disease, and I remember living with my grandma at the time. And she would always say, just please don't forget me. Everyone's forgotten Nana. Everyone just treats her like her disease. And so when I became my grandma's caregiver, I really wanted to keep that at the forefront and showcase that she's still here, and we can still live as good of a life as possible. And so I'm really grateful.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I'm a caregiver as well, and I really enjoyed looking at your Instagram with your gram. Pretty
Thank
neat.
you.
What was the diagnosis process like for your family?
Yeah, so we're kind of rare, I feel like. My grandma had early diagnosis, which is not common. Many people don't get diagnosed until around stage 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And in 2007, my grandma had a stroke, and we had a really incredible neurologist who said that her brain was showing signs of dementia, even though we hadn't really noticed any behaviors. And it really wasn't until about 5 years down the road that we started to notice, okay, Graham's doing some strange behaviors. And so we kind of already had the idea because of that stroke. And then it just kind of progressed from there. And a couple of years later, she was officially diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. And so the process for us is really very different from people I've spoken to because it's usually extremely hard to pinpoint that
Yes.
diagnosis.
Yes.
So it was kind of a blessing to be aware to look for these things before they started happening. So after my grandma's stroke, we moved her into my sister's in-law suite just so we can kind of gauge and kind of see the behaviors as they were starting. So for us, we had a pretty easy diagnosis.
Wow, that really is unusual, and either it's a challenge um getting it, especially if they notice in the early stage, or if they wait so long when they go, it's so far advanced, it's very obvious and it's easy, but it's further along. So you guys, yeah, that is very a unique, that's definitely a very unique story. Uh,
Yeah.
unique experience. What surprised you the most about caregiving that no one prepared you for?
Mm, everything. It really became a whole new world for me.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, at first, like I said, I was really just moving my grandma in to live with me because I wanted to provide her better, and I had no idea what to expect. I had no idea the intricacies of dementia and the intricacies of being a caregiver. It's so much more than just hanging out with your loved one, you know, in with a disease like dementia, because it's progressive. As soon as you figure something out, there's a progress, there's a change, and a
Yes.
constant trial and error. As soon as you feel comfortable and confident in one area of care, something else changes. So for me, it was really just not understanding the full picture. And I had no idea how much my life was going to change. I thought I was going to be able to handle it all and take care of everything and go to work and have my friends and take care of grandma. That's not how it works out. It becomes a true full-time engagement, a full-time even when you're on a break or even if you have a job outside of caregiving, you're constantly worrying and thinking.
Yeah.
And I really noticed that there is such a lack of understanding, not just about dementia, but about what it takes to be a caregiver. I felt like it was such a thankless, and misunderstood experience. So that really it's a learning process for sure.
Yeah, yeah. If you could give one piece of advice to someone who has just become a care partner, what would it be?
Community and support. Find people who are in your same position because they will become a lifeline for you. I truly can't express that enough, that having just that comfort of understanding or a safe place to just say, this is driving me nuts, or, she's doing this crazy thing. Because in those early stages when my grandma was exhibiting such wild behavior, there was no one I felt like who understood. Even my family, my friends, they tried to listen, but there was such a disconnect because they weren't seeing what I was seeing. They weren't experiencing what I was experiencing. So I really recommend joining support groups, building a strong community, and going from there. As far as like the full-on hands-on caregiving, if you're caring for someone with dementia, I know it's been said time and time again, but you really have to live in their world and try to make the best of a terrible situation.
Absolutely, absolutely. Chris, I wanna thank you for joining us today, and I also wanted to, give you a wish out a happy birthday.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Dementia Action Alliance is committed to enhancing lives, connecting people, and increasing understanding. I'd like to thank you for joining DAA for our This Dementia Life podcast. More podcasts and valuable resources are available at daanow.org. You can help contribute to these podcasts and other programs that enhance the lives of the dementia community with a donation at daanow.org/donate. I'm your host, Monica Downer. Remember, the brain may forget, but the heart never will.
Live our lives to the fullest.